Okay, so I'm getting a bit emotional. I'm less depressed and more just like, heated, mad. I've been kind of pacing around and, like, sort of quietly yelling to myself under my breath, doing that thing. I still can't. I have to record videos again now because I can't get into the thing that I was using to do the thing. But, can you all see my address? I hope you can't see my address. I'm tip that over. I want to walk around because, I feel like I'm kind of on edge, and I need to walk around. I mean, it's not like anybody's gonna try and, it's fine if you saw my address. But anyway, so I was in this argument with this dude who said that I was like Christian. And I keep talking about bone structure. I was gonna make a video about this. Is bone structure. Bone structure is for me the most important part of attractiveness. Aesthetic appeal. I prioritize aesthetic appeal over attractiveness. Okay, I think and the most important things are bone structure, weight, and style. Now, I'm willing to just, kind of give up on everything else. I do not mind if a woman is built like a boy, provided that she has the bone structure. Because bone structure, it is the most lasting part of a woman. Bro, like, what is your woman going to look like 10, 15 centuries from now? It is all about the bone structure. I think Winona Ryder is still attractive, reasonably attractive. And this brings me into the argument where, he was suggesting that I was shallow. And people are suggesting I only look at the personality and if they make me feel safe. But, I've been catfished over the internet, and I have dated a man. Even after this person told me that he was a catfish, I was like, I'm going to try it for a week. And what I strongly believe is that, and research seems to back this up, is that forcing yourself to date someone that you aren't even a bit attracted to, because you want to be nice, you want to spare their feelings, you don't want to look shallow, it's not something that works. It's not sustainable. It's just something that's going to make you and everybody else unhappy. Like, I think that this isn't realistic. This person was suggesting to me, I asked him, I was like, would you date a 6 out of 10, just to see? And I kept going down. And this person was saying that he was trying to suggest to me that he would date a 1 out of 10. And even if he does believe that, and he wasn't just, trying to avoid the social stigma, I do not think that that is how people actually work. A lot of partner selection is subjective and unconscious. It probably is self-conscious too, but I think that the real data behind why people select. I don't want to sound like I'm going on a weird incel rant here, even if I kind of am, but I think that the data about how people select partners is definitely less flattering and less romantic than a lot of people would like to think it is. Now, I don't think that you should go the other direction and be like, I only date supermodels and 10 out of 10, because I think that there's a reasonable middle ground here. And I think subjectivity is, really important. Like when I describe what's attractive to me, it's not like it is conventionally attractive. It's kind of like a weird, bony incel face in a way. I mean, it is part of a beauty standard, but I mean, I guess, just everybody's beautiful, but not everybody's beautiful to everybody. Yes. I mean, even people like McLovin have people simping for them, it's a preference thing. I think I read, that about 2/3 of attraction is objective features, like stuff like genetic markers for compatibility and stuff like that. Just things that, are attractive across cultures, and the other third is subjective stuff. And, sorry, I don't know if I can pause this because but yeah, maybe I'm misanalyzing it, but I guess, I don't know. I think that it's unreal. I don't even know what I would suggest to solve the problem, but I guess if anybody didn't see my other video, I made a channel update. Somebody called me Christian, and I think that standards aren't optional. I think that they aren't a luxury thing that, some people are demanding, but they just need to get rid of them. I think that you just can't make anything work if you have no standards whatsoever. You can't force yourself into anything. you can't force yourself into any job or relationship just because you have to, or because it's a nice thing to do, or because it's what pleases everybody else. Like, you have, like, emotional, psychological capital. Like, you can't just totally lower your standards to anything. It's just not. And I guess I probably would think of myself as an incel at this point in the older sense of the word. Not that I necessarily share the ideology, but I mean, not that I couldn't find a partner anywhere, but that, just given my standards, that I don't think I should lower them. But anyway, I guess I was going to go on a more fun and exciting rant, and I was going to, say something about how people were full of baloney and they were capping ass liars. But I mean, this person did. Even the person who was saying, yeah, I would date a 1 out of 10, had been saying to me that he was, like, checking out dudes' wives, and that, like, seeing if somebody attractive enough was the first thing that they looked at. And, like, I wouldn't, describe his partner as being someone people would think as bad looking. Like, I do not. I mean, I don't think that I need to, like, find proof or anything for the fact that he was capping when he said he would date a 1 out of 10. I think it makes you look worse rather than better when you go to that sort of extreme to cover up any sort of aesthetic preference. Especially, it's research backed. Like, I think the most important thing, while I'm getting information about the research, depending on how much you trust me, is the face. Generally speaking, like, the face is, shown as being, like, long-term compatibility. Other signs of attractiveness aren't that important, but that, liking a person's face is an indicator of long-term relationship satisfaction. And, I definitely am, self-conscious about talking about having, standards when I'm in this weird-ass fucking apartment. But, it can be hard to believe this from people sometimes. But like I said, people sometimes like and need weird stuff. I mean, maybe I would be, compatible with another person who had a weird apartment like this. I try to keep my chin up a bit, but this definitely is a bit hard, because when you think about people like Christian, those are the people that aren't aware of the situation that they're in. It's not like I can get another, voice or anything on this. Most of what I have to talk to was AI, and God can only imagine what Christian would do if he had, chat. I suppose he does have Chat GPT. I don't know. I guess he's not dead. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm calling for change, and I mean, it would be a bit of a joke to say that I'm calling for change in this, like, little small video that only 60 people, or not even 60, like 20, 10, 5 people, maybe 1 or 2 will watch. But I think that people are this person was older than me too. This guy was like 30, but